Hello everyone, hello my lovely beavers. Welcome back to Timberborn. Here we are on our new farm harvesting some sunflowers on this beautiful day. We are also growing this bedrock in the aquatic farmhouse. And if I look at the well-being chart, I can see basically half of the nutrition requirements being fulfilled, which is really good to see. Happy beavers we are. We survived another 2 bed tides in the last video, and I tried to sort of automate all the bed tide diversion systems with some contamination sensor. So we have one for the valves, a couple over here with the relay sensor controlling the bedwater flow. Then we slightly expanded the industrial area. We are producing some treated planks. I mean, it is paused right now because we have sort of full storage. We don't need that many of those. We also have those larger wind turbines ready to generate some power during droughts. In combination with those gravity batteries, we shall not be running out of power completely. I mean, we will need more of those, but for now, let's focus on the new pumping area. This is sort of where I left in the last video. So we are building a second larger water tank. We have a couple of larger water pumps. And well, over here, at first I sort of wanted to raise the water level in the pumping area to like the second block. But then I realized, like, playing this game and knowing how the water somewhat works in this game, that if I try to raise the water level in here, in the pumping area, it will kind of also want to raise the water level in the pines and chestnut area, right? So it will flood everything. So here's what I thought at first, right? That I would just demolish these floodgates and, well, get some fill valves again, and I would use like 2 fill valves to let the water flow in that direction, and then I would use 1 valve in the opposite direction, just in case of like long droughts or bad tides. I could use the water from our large reservoir to keep this irrigated. So yeah, I would use like a setup like that to have the water flow in both directions, and then I would like block it with levees. However, like I mentioned, if I do that and then like close these floodgates to, I don't know, 1.75, so the water level would like raise in here, but it would also raise in this area and just flood everything. So I can't exactly do that right now. And I believe the only option how to solve it or how to make it work is by basically getting platforms and the impermeable floor, and just covering all this channel with impermeable floor, so that if I try to raise the water level in here, it will not flood everything in our pines and chestnuts area. Also, new chestnuts just started planting those, so it will take quite some time to grow those. Anyway, yeah, let me start with like building this. Actually, I just want to try it if my assumption is correct regarding like the water and how it's going to work. So I will try to build this. I will close these floodgates and, well, we shall see what happens, but I really feel like we will just see the chestnut area being flooded. Well, let's try it. Alright, here it is. The water is flowing in the direction towards the pumping area. These are like open. The other fill valve in the opposite direction is closed. So let's just see it in action. If I raise these floodgates, 1.5 let's say. Let me speed it up a little bit. Okay, so this is starting to fill up, and yeah, it sort of stops flowing. And it is already flooding over here. Okay. Yeah, the water is basically trying to stay at the same level in both like areas. So yeah, this is what I sort of expected to happen. We can't have it like so. Alright, well, that's tested then. Let's get the water flowing again so this is not flooded. And well, I suppose what we should do then is just get a bunch of platforms, get a bunch of impermeable floor, and just cover everything around here. So impermeable floor, let's unlock that. Probably these stairs are gone. Okay, one more platform there. Alright, so let's start with the half like so, and we shall continue later on. So can the water flow away finally? I mean, this is still flooded. And this is open entirely. Yeah. Alright, the water is going away. Good. Well, next I wanted to get some more automation going. I would like to use those resource counters to measure if we are like low on a certain resource. Let's say we are low on grilled potatoes, then we have the grill going. If we have full storage like right now, we don't need to beaver to sit there, right? So we could pause it automatically. And to do that setup, I feel like we need the memory. And to build the memory, we actually need extract. To get the extract, we need to start pumping some Badwater and getting the centrifuge producing extract. So I'm thinking let's start with the Badwater pump. Let's unlock that. And I'm looking at this crater over here. I think this is a pretty good spot to start pumping Badwater because this is pretty large crater. And the Badwater will sit here for quite some time even during droughts. And well, I'm sort of thinking we can also get another zipline station over here. It can be connected to the forestry area, so it shall be kind of accessible easily. Alright, so yeah, let's start with the zipline station. I think that's a good thing to start with. It will be connected like so. And well, let's get through the night first, so that I can see this better. Oh, and we have a drought approaching. Alright. So, about this Badwater setup, let me see. This pump, it has maximum depth of 2 meters. Alright, so we can have it. Well, it would be better like so, I suppose. Yeah, I think I'm going to get like platforms. Alright, to get there from the zipline station, I'd like to unlock those spiral stairs. These are very useful and we can have it in the corner. Just connect it like that. Alright, so now we shall be able to keep pumping out of this crater for quite some time. And finally, let's also get like a medium tank right there, storing the Badwater. And because we are heading into a drought, let's also maybe add another large wind turbine. I think that's going to be useful. Alright, so one there. And we might go for another, like so. We need planks, gears, paper. Do we have the paper? Yeah, 40 paper. Okay, we will need a bit more paper to be produced, so let's pause the paper mill. Yeah, all the beavers are in the pumps again. I could use more beavers. Maybe we could get another large. In the last video we were sort of running out of food, but with our huge new farm over here I'm not too worried about that. So I think we can afford to get another lodge around here. Let's see. Maybe I could go with the triple lodge. I'm sort of looking at this area. It would fit perfectly. Yeah, that's going to be good. Alright, let's get the triple lodge. I will pause a couple of these small lodges so that we don't grow the population too fast. And let's also get some decorations for our new lodge. So we will need a shrub. I think over there seems like a good place for it. A lantern. Well, we could move this over here and cover both. Yeah, I think that's better. So let's remove that one. We might use it for something else. And a beaver statue over here. I think that's a good place for it. And I guess again, we don't really need these inventors anymore, so let's just demolish those. Pick up all the rubble. And well, can we unlock some more decorations maybe? Scarecrow, weather vane. Could go for the scarecrow maybe. Yeah, let's unlock that. 200 signs, that's not too bad. So we could place one right there, covering the new lodge, and this one over here. Guess I would need it like on top of the roof, but let's just have it like so. I mean, it's not covering this lodge entirely, but I guess the beavers will just always walk through here to get there, so that should be fine. And finally, one more scarecrow, like so. I like that. Alright, so now we have, 5 free beds because these are paused. Okay, I think that's fine. We can get some more baby beavers. Hopefully we're going to be fine with the water storage. How is the second water tank looking anyway? Oh, it's not ready. Okay, focus on that. And let's maybe do some rough calculations regarding our water storage again. So if I aim to have like 50 beavers, let's say, every beaver drinks 2 or 3 times a day, and we have like 2,500 water stored in our water storage, so we shall be fine to survive like 20 days drought with our water storage, I think. Alright, that's not bad at all. So yeah, finish the large tank. We want that, although we are going to pause our pumps for the drought, but that's fine. How is the Badwater pump looking? Okay, we are still working on the zipline station, very good. And I suppose, yeah, we should also focus on building the wind turbine. Otherwise we will not have enough power. Well then, let's see the drought. How long will it be this time? Alright, drought started. 11 days. Okay, that's no problem at all. So I can see, yeah, pumps are paused because of the automation, which is great. And right, I still need to, yeah, I should have automated this somehow. I still need to close this, so we are not losing the water, and this shall be closed as well. Oh, not unlimited, closed. Yeah, I need to think about some automation for this, for those droughts. Right, well, let's keep building. I'm going to figure something out. Alright, a couple days passed. I can see our large wind turbines working well with the gravity batteries. We are sort of charging the batteries during the night and then using the power during working hours. I mean, this, yeah, again, depends on the wind. Right now it's generating 480 power, so we are draining our batteries a little bit. But overall seems to be working just fine. Then we have our Badwater pump, pumping the first Badwater from the crater. Looking good as well. And well, about these floodgates and the little mess up once the drought started and we were like losing water, I kind of feel like we can just use the weather station again to automate these floodgates. So once the weather station is on and we are in temperate season, I want these to be sort of open. Once it is off, I want these to close. I can do the same thing for these floodgates again. During temperate season, let's like store some water, right? During bad tides and droughts, it's going to be closed. Let's copy the settings for these as well. And right, we also need to automate the valves. So for these, we need the water to keep always like flowing during the temperate season, because this is the only way where the water can flow. And yeah, otherwise it's closed. And for these valves, I think I want these to like fill this to 0.2, let's say, otherwise be closed again, so that we can store the water in here and in our water reservoir. Alright, I think that should work. We shall see once the temperate season comes back how it's going to work. And other than that, I feel like we could use another like lumber mill or gear workshop and expand the industrial production. But then again, we would need more beavers to work there, and I am somewhat trying to get towards those like 50-ish beavers. And if I want to grow the population like even more than that, I think it just comes down again to the basics. We need more water. So I was looking at the dam over here, and I'm sort of thinking we can again like expand it. And I got an idea that I could create like a second layer around here. So my idea is sort of like blocking it with levees, like so, I would say. Let's see, 3 empty spots for another fill valves. Right, and then I'm going to like separate these two reservoirs. Alright, on top we're going to get in again some floodgates like so, and we can raise this by 3 blocks again. So that way we will have like 2 separate reservoirs. One will be even just larger, and we can still refill everything with those fill valves from here through these, this one for the irrigation and so on. So yeah, let's do that. I will need to demolish this platform and this path. I think we will need to also rearrange the staircase. But yeah, let's start with those levees. Alright, over here we still need this to be open for the Badwater to flow, obviously, so I'm going to just go around. Finally, in this place, I think we have like a path or something blocking me from building those levees. There must be something. Yeah, there is a path. I can't really... Okay, now I think that should be accessible. Very good. So let's finish that, and let's get these platforms again so that we can build everything. Alright, I think like so everything shall be accessible. I mean, we need to rebuild this staircase. So let's see, I could even use those spiral stairs for this. I think that's going to be very convenient. Alright, so flip those. Let's get all the way up. Another platform. And last piece of staircase, like so. Alright, now it shall be accessible. I'm going to, yeah, again, put everything on like lowest priority. This is another long-term project we will be working on slowly but surely. Well, yeah, I guess we shall start like with this staircase, so Let's put it on low priority. Alright, so that will eventually help with just water storage. We can keep everything irrigated even during long droughts. We can keep pumping more water. We can keep growing the population, expanding industry, and just everything. Next, I'd like to unlock the centrifuge because I'd like to start producing the extract. That's why we kind of started pumping the Badwater, right? So I was looking at the industrial area and I'm sort of thinking we could expand on top of this cliff, sort of get another zipline station and maybe like even connect it directly with the Badwater pump. I think that's going to be a pretty good setup. But first we need to get there, so let me rearrange the power shafts over here. Alright, let me get a platform. Power shaft can be connected like so, and then we can get here stairs, some more platforms, and we are up on this cliff. Now, instead of this power shaft, let's actually build a vertical one again, so that we can connect some buildings on top of here, can get some platforms again. Where is it? Centrifuge. Alright, 600 science, let's just do it. We can actually have it like so. Looking good. Alright, and yeah, regarding the zipline stations, let me see, can we connect like directly to that one? Yeah, that's pretty far away, so we might build like a pylon over here. But let's say we can have the station over there, for example. Connected with the path. We can get a storage for the extract, obviously. Like so. Store some extract. Alright, and then zipline pylon. Let's see, we will need one like, yeah, in this spot somewhere. Although looking at this again, I might want to, yeah, move the zipline station maybe like so that we can use like this area to build probably the explosives factory. I think we will want to produce some dynamite. So yeah, we could have it there. Let's see. Alright, a bit more rebuilding, but that's fine. Yeah, we can fit the explosive factory right there, connected by a power shaft. Okay, seems good. And eventually we could even connect this zipline station with the one like down in our housing area. Well, we can't do it directly because of the cliff, but again, we can get another zipline pylon. Okay, can it be connected to this one? That's a bit tricky, I can see. Alright, this is still too steep, I suppose. Let me see, yeah. Can't be connected. Well, could it be connected to this one, maybe? Okay, I will try it during the night once all the beavers are back in their homes. Right, so let's see if I remove... Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Let's remove that connection and let's see, zipline pylon. It seems it's too steep. What if I use this beam actually? Could I do that somehow? Don't think so. Oh, I could do it from there. Alright, never mind that. Okay, let's get the connection back and maybe we could get another station like next to this instead of the campfire possibly. Yeah, actually the campfire would fit over here, wouldn't it? I mean, we would need to move the scarecrow, but I kinda like the idea. Yeah, let's do that. Let's move the campfire right there. And the scarecrow can go where? Well, I could put him on a platform again, I suppose. That's always an option. Right, so scarecrow. It can be looking at the campfire, alright, let's do that. fine. And then demolish this campfire, get rid of the path. And what if we get another zipline station like so? Could this be connected with a pylon on top of here? Oh yeah, that seems better. Okay, let me see the beam. Could use the beam as well. That might look interesting. Oh, let's actually try doing that. I don't use the beam very often, so might as well. Oh, this is looking neat. Alright. Alright, it took us quite some time to build everything. Here we are back in the temperate season already. It's like a 13 day 4 actually. So I absolutely love these zip lines, like how seemingly complicated it is and just like messy and whatnot. I don't know. I like how it looks. So good. At least in my eyes, and that's what matters. So yeah, here's our centrifuge producing extract. We are storing that. We can take the zip line all the way here to grab the Badwater. And well, very minor progress was made with the second layer of the dam, but so this is going to take really a long time to finish. But over here, some decent progress with the impermeable floor, and I'd like to actually continue doing this now. I believe we will need to demolish these natural overhangs, the natural bridge, and build platforms. Also, we can demolish this depth sensor. I'm not using it anymore, and I can't imagine a situation when I would need it in the future, so yeah, let's just get rid of it. And I think we need to demolish that. Although I guess I never tried. Can I build like impermeable floor? Okay. Oh, I actually can. Oh, okay. So I guess today I learned I can build impermeable floor on top of nature overhang. Okay, cancel the demolition then. And right, let's just continue with some more platforms. And well, okay, let's go down with the layers. Right, over here is going to be a bit complicated, so I think we need like a layer of levees again to raise this and sort of close it in that way, I guess. Well, I guess we need only like one layer, right? Because the water shall sit there. Let's do something like so. I don't know. We shall see how it works. Right, and the impermeable floor all the way there. We can continue building that. Right, and next I want to have a look at the automation, because with the extract we can now build the memory. Going to unlock that. It's 1000 science, which is a lot, but I feel like this is just so good, the automation. I'm especially looking like at those grills again. The beaver just sitting there because we have like full storage or whatnot. So we could use him elsewhere. I could keep like pausing and opening these grills manually, but I mean I know I would forget to do it, so yeah, let's just do the automation. It's super cool. And what I like doing is getting these resource counters, so like a couple of resource counters and the memory. So I'm going to set one resource counter to, well, let's start with those grilled potatoes. So one is going to measure if we are low on grilled potatoes, so our storage is below 50%. And then the second resource counter is going to measure if our storage is like above, let's say 95%, so basically full. And then I'm going to use the memory with the set reset function. And how that works is that we set the A for the resource counter, signaling that our storage is low. So that means the memory will turn on, and once our storage is full again, then the second resource counter is going to reset the memory, right? And well, finally we need to get the grilling potatoes to be automated with the memory. So now it's going to just signal to open the grill only if our storage of grilled potatoes is like below those 50%. And once it's full, once it's about 95%, it's going to turn the grill off, and yeah, the beaver can do some other job. So that's very cool and super useful to do. And I'm going to make the same setup for the spedder dog. Okay, the automation is somewhat prepared, so I have grilled potatoes, grilled spedder dog, and I even prepared one for grilled chestnuts, because if I have a look over here, the chestnuts are starting to grow up, and in 8 days we shall be able to gather our first chestnuts, so very nice to see that. Also, one good thing about the automation, you can rename all those buildings, so I'm kinda using that to keep everything more organized. Well, I even got some automation for our water storage. Basically, again, the same setup with water being low and water being high with the memory. But on top of that, I'm also using a relay with the AND function, and I'm basically saying if our water storage is low, and by low I set it to like below 75% because I want our water storage to be somewhat full most of the time. And it is temperate season, so I'm using the weather station. Then one of the pumps is automated with the relay, and the second one is just automated with the weather station, because I feel like, yeah, we just have to keep pumping with at least one water pump at all times. Right, so I will see how it goes. I might want to tweak these numbers a little bit, just depending on how it works. It always requires some testing and just see it in action. Right, and yeah, I wanted to come back to our grilling area, I would say, because of those chestnuts. We shall prepare another grill actually, so let's see, can we get it there? Unfortunately not. Okay, this would look pretty good. I mean, yeah, it's because of the zipline. Oh well, never mind then. Can we build it like there maybe? Yeah, okay, so let's build it there. Some platform again, and we can connect it with the path. Alright, and set this one to grill chestnuts eventually, and you're going to be automated with the grilled chestnuts memory. Now I would like the impermeable floor to be finished before this temperate season ends, so that I can test it, but I'm not sure if we will be able to do it because it's already day 5 and I feel like we are getting bad tide or drought notification on the very next day. But maybe if we prioritize this like very highly, because we will get the notification and then we have 3 days to prepare, right? So maybe. Alright, and it's a bad tide this time, so yeah, 3 days to prepare. Let's see if we can build it. Well, unfortunately we were not able to build all these impermeable floors in time before the bad tide starts. So yeah, it's mostly because of all those platforms requiring so many planks, and we are just not producing enough planks to build it fast enough. But that's alright. Let's see the bad tide now. And yeah, bad tide started 11 days, alright, so not that bad. We shall be fine. And I actually wanted to see our automation for the bedside around here. Because if I remember correctly, I sort of, was improving this with like second sensor. But I saw it like once the bedtime ended, not when the bedtime started. So let's have a look maybe. Yeah, this one works perfectly fine. Alright, that's good. Okay, so now we shall be measuring some contamination over here. It's on. These are open. Alright, these are closed. Badwater flowing away. Okay. Very good. Let's check this. Oh, this is flooded for some reason. What's going on over here? I'm not sure. Oh, I suppose it's because, I automated the valves to close entirely once the temperate season ends, right? Yeah, I guess it caused some flooding over here. Okay, I'll need to improve that, I suppose. And these are shut off as well. Well, once we build the impermeable floor, I suppose it should not be flooding even when we close it, right? Well, we shall see. I just need to deal with it as it is for now. Alright. And yeah, this is holding water in our reservoir. Yeah, I think everything works as intended. Now, a small mistake I made with our chestnuts, I sort of forgot that I had the area marked for cutting, so our beavers chopped down a couple of chestnuts over here. Luckily, I noticed my mistake rather soon, so yeah, I just unmarked this area to not be chopped down, and it shall be good. So we should be able to harvest most of those chestnuts very soon. Right, I wanted to come over here again to this is a plant station, and well, another small mistake I realized that I can't exactly build the explosives factory over here because of the zipline pylon. It's sort of making the zipline go low, and we can't have the factory below that. But that's alright. I mean, I could replace the beam with the pylon and make the zipline go higher, but I sort of like how it looks. It's so cool, so I want to keep it, and I'm just going to instead use these power shafts to bring the power over there. And yeah, let's unlock the explosives factory. We can start producing some dynamite. Going to connect it as such. I think that's pretty good. Right, and over here we could get actually a couple of small tanks and store the Badwater. Set it to obtain the Badwater by haulers, so that the beavers in centrifuge or the explosives factory don't need to like travel all the time towards the Badwater pump. It can be delivered by the haulers, so I think that's pretty convenient. And in the end, let's also get some medium warehouse storing the explosives. Now, the explosives factory as well as the centrifuge, they have high chance of injury, so I'm expecting more injured beavers, and we only have, I think, these 2 medical beds, so we shall build some more. And yeah, let's do that exactly. Let's maybe add a couple over there. And there's one more thing with the automation I did in my previous map. That's actually using the population counter to measure the amount of injured beavers we have. And if we have a lot of injured beavers, then I'm going to pause the centrifuge and the explosives factory. So let's set up the population counter. Right, we are going to measure, how is it called? Yeah, unhealthy workers, beavers. So we have 4 medical beds. So if we have yeah, we need to set it like less than 4. Then the population counter is on. And then the centrifuge can be on and the explosive factory can be on. Right. Actually, I should probably also add the automation regarding the storage, like the same setup I use for the food production. Also, the resource counters need to be connected by a path because they are like counting the resources in this district or something like that. So yeah, I forgot to do it over there. And all right, let's set up the automation to be done properly. I'm going to use again those resource counters, the memory, and set it up. Alright, there it is, our automation for explosives and extract. I even got some custom color codes so that it's a bit more, I don't know, fancy. And well, I'm using again 2 resource counters, the memory, and also the relay with the AND function. Because for these 2 buildings, I want to take into account like both conditions. One is that our warehouse is like empty, right? So this is signaled by the resource counter over here, and it's turning on the memory. So it's telling the relay that yeah, we need to produce more explosives. But there is a second condition, it's about those injuries. As I can see right now, we have 4 injured beavers. So the population counter is off, and it's kinda not letting any beavers go there, and the production is paused for now. So that's sort of how it works over here. I even got some more automation, just yeah, again regarding the storage for our gear production, and some more custom colors for our food automation in this area. Kinda like playing with those colors a little bit. Now over here, the second layer of the dam slowly being constructed. We have the staircase. But with all those levees, we sort of run out of logs. I can see we have like 30 logs left. And actually I was looking at the oak farm over here, and I'm thinking we still have like plenty of trees ready to be chopped down. So it seems we might need another lumberjack in this area. And let's do that. So I will get another platform. I'd like to build it maybe right there. Seems like a pretty good spot for it, so if I build him there, yeah, he shall be able to reach most of these oaks. And as our large pile over here is kinda empty, I think that's pretty good timing to unlock the underground pile and expand our storage eventually. So let's get rid of that. Unlock that 1000 science, again a lot, but we are producing quite some science with the observatory, and we can afford to do it. And the underground pile is just so good, it can store up to 1000 logs. So yeah, let's focus on building that, I'd say. Alright, and well, yeah, the impermeable floor is ready. I'm looking forward to test it during the temperate season, and I can already see our first chestnuts. So let's gather those with, yeah, the gatherer flag. It's right here. Oh, I actually even unpaused it already, alright. And I suppose we can give him like a medium warehouse so that he can, yeah, store the chestnuts over here. And finally, yeah, we shall get another like warehouse for grilled chestnuts. So we have the grill right there. And I'm thinking let's maybe rearrange the path in a better way, and we can have medium warehouse on top of these grilled potatoes. And that's going to be pretty good for the grill. And on the opposite side, he can store those grilled chestnuts. Okay, and yeah, we need stairs for sure. Should I go like so? Yeah, we can do that. Okay, focus on that so that we can continue grilling. And while seeing the situation with logs, I was sort of thinking we might as well start using this area to grow some more oaks. But I don't think the forester over here can reach it. No, definitely can't. Yeah. Also, the issue over here is that once the water in the reservoir evaporates or is used to like irrigate the chestnut area down here, then this is not going to be irrigated and it would dry out. And well, I'm sort of thinking maybe we could try to create some similar setup to what we have over here by using the dynamite. And yeah, let's unlock the dynamite. I mean, we will need it sooner or later, so I'm thinking we can just create a hole in this place, and then we can again use some levees to sort of keep it open or closed depending on the season. We can use those floodgates like over here, and inside we can get again the depth sensor with the flow dam, make it automated in case we need to refill the irrigation. We will bring in some water. Yeah, so I sort of like that. Let's try to build that as well. Okay, our new forester is ready in here, starting to plant some more oaks. I built it kinda in a way so that they can also take care for these trees on the other side. I'm getting another zipline station. I think that's going to be convenient, and we still need to finish the automation and the flow down, but it should be ready in this temperate season. So let's go through the night. And I want to see the impermeable floor, how it's going to go. So let me actually come to these floodgates. I'm going to remove the automation for now, and let's try bringing the water in here up to 1.8 meters. Okay, there it is. Bedtide ended, cycle 14, and let's see the water. Okay, so I can see the automation in action in here. These floodgates are shut down. The water is now flowing into our reservoir and around here. Okay, the water is flowing down through the valves. Let's see around our pumping area. Okay, and this is getting flooded again. Okay. So I'm probably like missing a piece of impermeable floor, I would guess. I just need to see where I'm missing the impermeable floor. I think that's what's happening. It must be. Okay, let's raise this up again. Oh, it's flooded. Okay, I can see. It's through this. Alright, so I guess we need to go higher with those levees. Open that again. Yeah, it's going through there. Okay, I can see it now. Okay, and let's try again. So, water raising. Now it seems it's not flooding. I think that might be it. Oh, something's going on over here again. But why? Okay, I think we are missing some pieces over here actually, yeah. Alright, I can see that. So let's focus on those. Okay, so Get the impermeable floor. Right, yeah, we were missing some pieces there. Okay, now it shall be ready everywhere. Okay. Let's give it another shot. Raising the water. Okay, I can see water raising in here. And let's see this area then. Nothing's happening. Okay, I think we are there. If I go down with the lace. No, something's going on again. This is flooding again. But why? I mean, the water shouldn't go that high, should it? That's a bit strange. Okay, more levees then. Another layer of levees is ready, so let's try again, I suppose. This is closed. The water level is raising. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, stops over here. This is like filling up underneath the impermeable floor, and then it goes here. Yeah, for some reason this is just filling up, and it wants to overflow again. Well, then I guess I don't understand the water really, because I thought it would be able to flow through here. Well, I don't know. So I might not be able to make this work. Although this is now flowing. Wait a second. Maybe it can work. No, now it is again raising. This is so strange. Now it's going down. I don't know what's going on. And it's flooded over here again. Why? Okay. Oh, this is starting to be ridiculous. Why is it flooded again? Oh wait, did it overflow like over this? Is that what's going on? Let's try it 1.7 maybe. Yeah, I think it just overflew through there. Because we have the impermeable floor. The water is just rising and going down. It's a bit strange. I guess it's because of the second river flowing through here. Just making a mess. But I think it actually works. Now seeing it, like once it stabilizes, it sort of works. Now it's flooding over here. Okay. I think it's stable though. I think it works. Alright. This was more challenging than I'd expect. But I think it works. Also, I got ourselves another large water tank in here so that we can start removing these medium tanks. So let's just do that. Water situation seems to be stable now. Alright, there's one more thing I set up while like messing up with the water and watching how it works. It's the storage area over here. I rebuilt those large piles again with the underground pile so that we can store more planks. And I had to like swap the original paper warehouse with the metal storage because I couldn't build the underground pile on top of this. So that's just some minor tweaks. And well, regarding our new forester, I can see the automation is prepared, again using the depth sensor with the timer in case we need to refill the pond with the fluid arm, otherwise it's paused. Some more lumberjacks over here, should be good, getting some more logs. Well, the water, it seems it works. I'm kind of happy I made it work in the end because it was really challenging. I spent the whole temperate season just trying to make it work, and it's already day 6, the drought is just around the corner. But in the end, I think it somehow works. I think it's just because there are like those 2 rivers, it's just so much water that it always just like goes up and goes down. Probably because of these pumps as well, that they are like pumping quite a lot of water. I don't know. It's yeah, something. We made it work in the end somehow, and I mean it doesn't even like matter this little reservoir if we have like 1 block or 2 blocks of water stored in here. I mean the difference is just so little that it doesn't matter, but I just don't know. I wanted to make it work with the impermeable floor and wanted to try doing it, so that's that. Alright, let's just go through the night, see the drought, and that's probably a good time to stop the video. Okay, drought started, 15 days, well, not that bad again. Could be worse. We should start getting those like 20-25 days eventually after 30 days, right? But 15 days, that's fine. We shall be well prepared again. We have 3 large water tanks now. Plenty of water in our reservoirs. Well, that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and goodbye.